Welcome to another CINF video. My lovely wife is exercising right now.
Hi guys.
I've been gluing. I found, I showed you these. I remember what project this was from. It was from a carpenter quilt. My mom gave me a book. It's one of the ones I've wanted to do. She gave me an antique book. And I had the hardest time with it. So I have a whole crap load of these. And I got some of the green. And there's some also different color in there. But those are sewn. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do those. So I just been gluing some more of these together. Let me glue a couple more real quick. And I will move my crap, and we will get my sewing machine ready. I'm excited about these just being, like Chelle said, you know, even if we do it, make a square, then cut it to a certain size square, and then do it that way too, we can, you know. That sounds like fun. That's what's going to be so fun about this. So I think, let me pick my stuff up. Yeah, I've got so many. I'm saving these. I'm going to put them back in my bag, and I'm going to use them for the other, find some more things, because like I said, I'm going to do crazy blocks too in here, sewing flips. So that's on my agenda, or whatever you call it. Didn't do as many 2-inch squares, but I did tons of those 4-inch ones. Let me put my cap on my glue. I don't want it to dry out. I don't have my iron out, and I don't know. I probably won't. We'll see. I think I'll probably just go ahead and sew as many as I can. I can always do a little bit more gluing too. It's not that big of a deal. Let's see, I'm trying to find my, there it is. Need my white. I believe it's in here. Oh no, my white's on my sewing machine. So, look at all these 4-inch ones I got. Oh, and there's a few 2-inch ones in here too, plus all these 2-inch ones. I have to really watch, because I do have a bad habit of gluing or sewing the one that's not glued, the side that's not glued. So, sorry, my messy hair, you know how it is. Oops. Okay, guys. I did find one time when I was doing this, I found a better way to sew so you guys can watch. And let me put my handle out. Whoops. That'll work. Oh, good. I don't have to, my seam allowance is already set. My seam guide's set for a 1/4 of an inch. Tell you, I love these things. I'm glad I got those. Man. Can't get my thread out. There we go. Uh-oh, here comes Fuzzbutt. She was getting on Daddy's nerves today. Had to straighten her butt out. She wasn't listening. I think Chelle is watching Frasier.
No, I'm actually watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, okay.
And she just found out she has powers.
Oh, that's with, what's her name? Hart?
Huh?
What's her name? Joanne?
Melissa?
Hart, right? Her last name's... Yeah.
Melissa Jones one?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it is. She's been watching Frasier and some other shows on Hulu. I've been wanting to watch Seinfeld from the beginning. I haven't watched it for a long time. You know, watching it for a while. Dang it. Sorry, my stupid knee don't want to stay up. That's having a handle or a hand crank. It weighs down one side. And a lot of times, if you don't have it just right, it keeps wanting to go down. Oh man, shaking a little bit today. There we go. So everyone's having a wonderful day. It's still Tuesday here. Okay, I think we're good. I might move you guys a little bit like that. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I don't. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, guys, holy smokes. I think I'm going to try to do all the 4-inch ones. So, ow, dang it. Sorry. Like I said in the earlier video, I walked down to the post office in the snow. It was such a nice walk. I love walking to the post office. I always make sure and take my phone with me so Chelle doesn't worry about me. But it's always such a nice walk, even walking on the highway. I just enjoy it. So I've always loved walking here. We used to walk on our county road, but when the oil fields got so busy, we kind of got away from that. Chelle's come pretty close to being almost hit a few times, and you know, after that happens, it's kind of, you do have a tendency to be a little leery of it. So we haven't walked on the county road for a long time, but the wells or the gas wells and stuff here haven't been really doing much, so it's really not as busy as it usually used to be. Then they were doing, Tri-State was redoing the power lines, so that had a lot of traffic with them, and they were really bad. We had one guy that drove a turbo truck, and I bet you he probably hit 60 by the time he passed our house. He would move.
Which is only what?
It's not very much, maybe, yeah, but you know, coming off the highway, he had steam. He was moving. I kept waiting for him to hit one of our deer. Of course, I'd feel bad for the deer, not him, because we have deer that cross right by our driveway quite a bit. Or matter of fact, I think it was last week we had a whole herd of deer just to the east of us in the hayfield. That there probably was 20 or 30 there. But luckily he hasn't been around for quite a while. They finished up, last month I think. I don't know if they finished up or if they're moved farther down the road to where their traffic's not here. I don't know. Now the weird thing is we've had a semi-truck crash south of town, between here and the next town, and it's been there. I bet that semi-truck's been there for 2 months. And my friend, he works for the county, I talked to him. He said that, so I've always wondered why they haven't moved the dumb thing. He said it thinks it had something to do with insurance or something like that. So, but I just got to thinking, I wonder if it's still there. I can't remember. But I haven't left the house lately either. I'm going to have to go to work tomorrow in one of the towns between here and Mancus, or here in Mancus is where it is. So I wasn't too sure if they were going to dig it tomorrow or not with the snow, so I'm going to call them in the morning, and then that'll let me know whether or not I have to go, because I think I have to go to Durango Thursday, so it'd be kind of nice if they didn't need me until Thursday. Hi, baby girl, what you doing, Grace? She is just to that way is where she is. She's sitting there. She is such a sweetheart, but she doesn't listen that well. But she's a cutie pie, that's for sure. She's a very stubborn little girl, that's for sure. And Chelle is going to make a homemade pizza tonight, so she's going to take the video of that for you guys. I was watching Frasier, I think it was, and they ordered pizza, and we're 25 miles, 30 miles away from pizza, and so we can't just, hey, bring us pizza. That doesn't work. So, you know, and she said, well, I can make pizza for tonight. They've been wanting, I can record it. I know there's been a request, I think is what she had told me. So we're going to have homemade pizza tonight, that homemade crust. She makes her crust in the bread maker. We don't bake bread in it. You know, I make my own bread, so I don't.
I never make bread in it.
No. No. Yeah, I'm not too, when I was talking to Chelle, I don't care. The seams don't need to line up whatsoever on this, you know. I'm not going to line up each row and any of that. I'm just going to let it just be as free, and however it wants to come together is how it's going to come together. I think that's going to be kind of fun. It's kind of out of my box a little bit because I have a tendency to be more precise. And so it's going to be kind of fun to be that willy-nilly about things, you know. Oh, I did find brown. I don't know if I had showed you this before. Well, my fingers don't want to work. So. And I also have brown that has strawberries on it. You know, I don't know, I like the vintage feel. I'm more of a vintage person, not, you know, I was thinking, you know, people my age and you know, you grew up in, say they're an 80s kid, or, you know, I grew up in the 70s, but I grew up more, in the 70s and the 80s, but I really more of a 60s kid, really and truthfully, because I've, you know, Dad always, I listened to a lot of, grew up listening to different music, you know, Leonard Skinner and the Allman Brothers, but I listened to B.B. King and others, and I've also listened to, you know, soul music and disco music growing up, and but I kind of relate more to being a 60s kid rather than other eras, you know. But I definitely am a vintage person. You know, I told you guys of my vintage coats, and I wear Civil War shirts for work that I have made. She does an amazing job, and she's cheap. need to get more made. I've actually go through them about 5 a year because I wear them every day. They're very comfortable. I actually would rather wear those than t-shirts, truthfully. I do wear t-shirts around the house, but they're just so roomy. I've worn them for quite a while, and they're white because getting dirty, and I can just bleach them. I don't have to worry about, you know. You know, if I mess up on my 1/4 inch, I'm not worried about it. I'm not stressing. It's like I said before, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sewing pretty straight, so there really won't be very much that's going to be off. They had one of these for sale up in Grand Junction. Saw it on Facebook Marketplace. I need to do my wax again tonight, but I probably don't have time. I love the wax bath. I forget about it, and if I wait too long, it takes too long for it to really melt. I don't get to do it every day. But I know I really need to do it. I love this one. I made a book with using this. It was one fabric we didn't have very much of. I know I did a fabric flip with it. I just love it. I think it's so neat. Just the jewels and, well, I thought I definitely want to put that in our quilt. And the fun is I get to cut all these apart. So I don't know how much snow. We got about 2 inches. I don't know how much the other places. I haven't. Sometimes, you know, like in Durango, I'll call one of my friends up and say, hey, how's the snow over there? You know. I had one day, I think it was the day my fan broke on the 4Runner. Went into Durango, and the roads were pretty much fine. And then I got in right before Durango, and they were nothing but a solid sheet of ice. All the snow had melted on the roads, and it had frozen. It was nothing but black ice all the way into Durango. I was shocked. It's not usually like that. No, we're lucky here. There's it'll snow, and then a lot of times the roads will be clear by the end of the day. So just depends. And then we've had snowstorms that, you know, it took days for the roads to actually be clear. They use mag chloride here. Normally they don't, mag chloride and sand. We don't use salt here, which is good. That means our cars will last a little bit longer. But I know the mag chloride's hard on your vehicles too, especially the wiring is what I've heard. It's hard on the wiring. But, you know, it has parameters that it can be used, and when it can and when it can't. So certain things have to be met for it to work properly, you know. Well, we sure have had some beautiful fabric. I'm really. And Chelle brought in more fabric too the last time we were out.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
And it's in my cabinet, but I haven't cut it yet. So that's one of my I need to cut the fabric Char gave me and then cut some of it too. Beautiful. Mom's favorite flower are tulips. You know, I've talked about we're part Dutch. So I love tulips. I will always have. And poppies. We have a lot of poppies in our front. And that's what we're gonna grow a bunch of poppies. If you ever went rareseeds.com, they do a lot of. I bought their catalog. It's the Baker Seed Company. They have beautiful poppies in there and other flowers too, so kind of excited. Sit down and we're going to see what all kind of flowers we're going to want to plant in the front. I'm just so excited about gardening this year and getting it together and actually having a real garden this time and not slack off and not do it. There's something rewarding about growing your own food. You know, a lot of times they say, the old saying, we've grown too far from the plow, you know, which is true, you know. I mean, when you hear people go to it and think milk comes from a grocery store, not a cow, that we're too far from the plow. We need to know where our food comes from, you know. And with us, you know, we do. I was actually thinking about, I'm not a big butcher anymore. We don't really want to butcher, but I did do some bird hunting. And I was thinking I'd love to raise some chuckers. There's not much meat on them, mainly just the breast, but they're a very good bird, but they're a game bird. But I don't know if I'd want to do it. I know I really don't want to raise butcher any more chickens. I mean, if I had to, I would. We're going to go ahead and order. I'm going to get some Dutch Banties. And we're going to get some full-size chickens too. Our chickens are getting pretty old. They don't really lay very much, so we really need to get some fresh chickens. Don't butcher them. I mean, we don't kill them because they're not producing. Those are our pet chickens, and so they live their life out. We don't prematurely take, you know, we don't do that. We let them live their life out. So I just don't feel up to butchering. Now, I don't have a problem with butchering, and you know, I really don't, but it just makes you hurt so much, and it just isn't really worth it, I don't think, anymore. And then you see all the salmonella and everything going on, and you're thinking, yeah, maybe we should, but not enough to do it. Well, I didn't realize how many squares I had done.
Yeah, you got a lot done, huh?
Yeah. Doing the 2-inch ones now. Found this one. Didn't have very much of it. But sure, well, I'll just throw it in there. Now you can barely hear your thing. You know what I mean?
Huh?
You can barely hear the treadmill.
Oh, good.
I don't know. Whew. Oh, God, my back is killing me. I think I've had enough. I bought a board to cut to do my cutting, put my rotary mat on it, but the table saw we have is scissors and it doesn't cut very good. It's good for working on the ink blanks, but other than that, that's about it. But my friends from Waters on the Water said I could come by and sorry guys, I could cut it on their table saw, so I just haven't got around to do it. Trying to find ways to ease this pain in my back, and that's one of them is being in Ford so much to do the cutting. Really, it makes my back hurt so much more. I think if the sewing machine wasn't so bloody heavy, I could probably put it on there too, but way too heavy. My seam guard's a tiny bit off. Well, I'm gonna have fun ironing tonight, guys. You know, when we first started looking for mushrooms, it was a way to get away from our dumb boss, you know. But back in those days, the first year we really started, several years after it, we had so much rain. It was wonderful, and it was so much fun going up and seeing all these new mushrooms. We hadn't taken pictures of all these new mushrooms we hadn't seen before, you know. And I was just thinking that was so much fun. Like, we have pictures, we found translucent mushrooms, and those were really neat. And then we found the purple coral, and those are, they look like worms standing on end. Neatest mushrooms. I found just one, and then one day we were hunting and found a whole patch of them, and that was a sight to see. And yeah, such fun memories doing that. But this year we got to get up there. It's my peace place. I always was where I could get away from locating. You know, locating is not a horribly difficult job. It is hard on your body, but it's really hard on your mind. And it's nice to have that, to go up there to the mountains and get away from it for a little bit. It's so hard for me to get away from it since I'm on call 24/7. But it's always been so much fun up there just to go up and see what we can find. Watch the, you know, get to see the marmots, and it's just a soul healing, kind of heals your soul. Puts peace in your life, I think. I glued a lot while I was on break from the first video. I didn't realize how much I had glued. I was thinking I'm going to be over sewing really quickly, but it really hasn't. There's a lot here. I probably will not sew all these together yet, because I really want to get them all sewn, and then start picking through them. So, you know, if I only have a limited supply of one, I really don't want it to all of a sudden be in the first row and then I don't have any more of it, you know. This way I can kind of pick and choose where I'm putting things. So I'll probably just, like the 2-inch. I'll probably sew a bunch of those up or iron them, and I'll probably sew them to strips, like, you know, the green rose fabric and green and some other fabrics too, like that. Just I love this fabric. These two fabrics I just absolutely love together. I think they're so pretty. You know, I used these in a journal, in the fall journal that I made. I used those fabrics. I don't have very much of either one of them. Hi, Pard. Pard just woke up. What's wrong, Pard? You just woke up, honey? Yeah, are you okay? I know, honey. You've been sleeping, haven't you? Bitty Bear just. There he is. There's our Bitty Bear. He just woke up. So sweet. He'll wake up and he looks for me. And that's why he's talking to me. He does that every time he wakes up. Huh, Pard? He's my baby boy. You have a good nap at bed, huh, Bubba? I didn't realize you went back there. Comes in and gets his treats and then he leaves. He uses me for his treats. He makes me think he wants to take a nap. No. Talks to me a little bit. Pretty soon you hear him yelling, he wants out. That's alright. Chloe and I take our naps together, so it's always good to have. Chloe just has me for the most part. He comes in once in Blue Moon and he'll actually stay in there. Not very often though. I do know he sleeps in my rocking chair a lot. Well, my arm, I'm going to have a Popeye arm by the time this quilt's done. You know it? Know it, honey? Hon, I'm going to have an arm like Popeye pretty soon.
Yeah, you are. Just one.
Just one, exactly. I did see a guy on, I can't remember. They call him a real life Popeye.
Yeah, that's funny.
And he actually, his arms were like that. I can't remember where I saw it, truthfully. Oh. Sorry, guys. Okay, guys, look at this. Seriously. Oh my God. That is a lot. Maybe I need, instead of a gluing party, maybe I need to have a cutting party. That's a lot of squares. Oh, this is so awesome. Yeah, I am having, she asked if I was having fun, I don't know if you heard her, but I actually am having a lot of fun, actually. I'm glad I was finally got started on it. I went through all the fabric I had cut, so I was really looking forward to starting this. Look at that. Where's the beginning of it? Huh. Huh, that's interesting. Somehow, I'm missing the beginning. Look at, what a nightmare, guys. Look at this. Oh my God, this is going to be fun trying to figure this out. Guess I just start cutting. If you've ordered an ink blender, I'm going to start working on them this week sometime. I haven't felt up to I've been trying, I got the porch in, well, I got my lathe, I hope vacuum's gonna work so I can suck all the horrible stuff and it won't go all over in my face and stuff. I'm hoping that works. I gotta pick up all my tools. They're behind the lathe. Put them in my toolbox. I have Dad's toolbox. I made it for him when I was like in, either it was in middle school or high school. I can't even remember now. And that's where I'm going to put all my tools, especially my metric tools for the Forerunner. Put it. I have plans. I would like to paint it the same color as the car, which truthfully is black. I don't think I'll ever get it painted. Would love to, but I don't think we'll ever get it done. You never know. Boy, that's a lot of, that's amazing that you don't realize how much you did until you start cutting them apart. It is just mind-boggling how many there are here. And I know I've cut a lot more, I did a lot more 4-inch ones than I did 2-inch. At least it looked like it to me when they were sitting. I tell you, doing this chain piecing, guys, it makes life so much easier than trying to, yeah, to me, I would never sew another quilt the old-fashioned. Boy, this is going to be such a neat quilt. I am so excited to do this. And we're just going to tie it. We're not going to quilt it, I don't think. Figured that's what Chelle was talking about doing. It's just, because we don't have a quilting machine. She would quilt it by hand, and I think the best...
I think I'm going to tie it.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him, is that...
Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think we decided on tying it. Well, and with the cats and everything, it just makes more sense to tie it than to spend time quilting it.
Walk 2.5 miles.
Oh, good job, babe. Let's see, I've sold two miles worth of fabric. Not really.
What?
I said I sold 2 miles worth of fabric.
You wish.
My God, I think I'd be so tired. That's a lot of fabric when you think about how much I've done. Here's the strip one. It's going to be so neat. I'm so excited about that. See? You know, yeah, this is going to be such a neat quilt. Like I said, I'm going to do crazy quilt blocks too. I'm excited about that. Probably cut some into strips, crazy quilt strips too. Not just squares, and that would be kind of fun. 2 or 3 inch squares. Hey, I'm almost to the end of it. I think that one looks nice too. That one's good. That one went really well together. Hi, Mom, by the way. I love you, Mom. I'm sure she's going to be watching.
Hi, Mom. One of these days I'll know your package.
Yeah. She's the mom. I owe Mom. She's the one that got me into quilting, so she's an amazing quilter. What do you think, guys? That's a lot of fabric, a lot of squares. Well, guys, I'm tired. I hurt. I'm going to take pills. I haven't even taken my lunch pills yet, and it's already 3 o'clock.
45 minutes.
Yeah, so guys, I'm going to let you go. Please give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, please. Thank you so much for visiting our home, Lord. Or Lord, I tell you, I'm tired. Thank you so much for visiting our house, guys. We do enjoy you visiting. So we're going to let you guys go. And
Bye, guys.
we'll talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys. Tutzines.